At exactly 4:17 a.m., the calm Caribbean waters eat up like a war zone. Three dark boats, no flags, no lights, appeared 180 miles south of Puerto Rico. Within seconds, radar screens on US Navy ship came alive. Chemicals barrels, heat signatures, armed men beneath canvas covers. When the order came, weapons free, the first missile struck into the dark. In less than half a minute, one boat was gone, another burned, and the third. What the Marines found next would rewrite the rules of modern warfare. Inside the wreck, Marines uncovered encrypted radios, satellite gear, and map tracking US coastal routes from Tampa to Corpus Christi. Those weren't random smugglers. They were part of an organized network linked to foreign suppliers. And just hours before the strike, the US government had signed an executive order classifying certain international cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. That decision turned decades of anti-drug enforcement into something much bigger, a state-level conflict. By then, US carried groups repositioned across the Caribbean. But before the situation could stabilize, radar screens in Texas picked up something unexpected. Three unidentified drones flying low from the Gulf. They weren't civilian. They carried grenade pods, weaponized commercial drones. Two were destroyed mid-air, but one slipped thought, detonating off the coast near Galveston. No casualties, but the message was unmistakable. For the first time, a criminal network had struck American territory using military-grade drones. The White House response was shift, deploy and finish it. Southern Command activated Operation Iron Justice. Marines, Navy pilots, and intelligence teams began coordinated strike against suspected launch sites across Mexico's coast. Reconnaissance drones captured convoys of trucks carrying ammunition marked with foreign letters. Analysts confirmed those groups were now acting like armies, not cartels. Task Force Southgate was born, a joint operating using the Marines, DA and Coast Guard under one command. When US aircraft jammed signal over the Yucatan Peninsula, a swarm of cartel drones lifted into the air, 6 of them fully armed. They were intercepted and destroyed before reaching US airspace, marking the first air-to-air victory against a non-state actor in the Western Hemisphere. Meanwhile, Mexican Special Force raided a compound outside Culiacan and recovered data showing connection to private mercenaries operating out of Venezuela. The world suddenly realized this was no longer about narcotics. It was an undeclared war spreading throughout the Americas. At 11 a.m., US Defense Command issued a rare alert. Conditions severe. Hundreds of low-altitude drones were detected approaching from the Gulf. F-35 fighters launches from the carrier's decks, lighting up the sky with defensive fire. Most of the swarm was neutralized before reaching land, but a few stuck offshore installation. Minimal damage, no civilian loss. Still, the symbolism shook the nation. A cartel network had just coordinated a multi-state drone assault. That night, the president gave a direct order. They wanted recognition. Give it to them, the military kind. Within 30 minutes, the mission expanded into Operation Blind Horizon Total Realization. Stealth bombers lifted from US bases, striking fortified compounds deep inside northern Mexico. Each hit was surgical. Command bunkers, airstrips and drone factories erased in seconds. Meanwhile, cyber teams shut down the enemy communication network. For the first time in years, the digital shatter went silent. But silence in warfare rarely means peace. It means the enemy is recalculating. By sunset, the Caribbean was calm again. 37 targets destroyed, 0 civilian casualties. Yet intelligence analysts warned this quite might be temporary. Surviving factions were regrouping using crypto networks, and foreign funding wasn't just at sea or in the air, it was digital. Expected say preventing the next crisis will require global cooperation, real-time surveillance and smarter technology because the next war might not start with missiles, it might start with data. This was the day the line between crime and war disappeared. The border didn't move, the battlefield did. If you found this story gripping, make sure to like, share and subscribe to Crime Tailz for more real-world breakdowns of global operations that shape the future of modern conflict.